Today we will talk about one amazing paradox of our lives. Every year, people spend huge amounts of money on calcium and magnesium supplements, which are most often synthetic and not easily absorbed by the body. At the same time, we throw away one of the most accessible and natural sources of these minerals every day. We are talking about chicken eggshells. Yes, those fragile remains that we are used to considering useless. But I'm not going to suggest that you eat the shells in powder form. That method is ineffective. Today, we'll look at how a simple chemical reaction can turn this waste into a real ionic elixir that our bodies can easily absorb. Why is this so important? The shell is almost entirely, about 95%, composed of calcium carbonate, the same substance found in limestone and coral. But in addition to calcium, it also contains other trace elements: magnesium, zinc, selenium, fluorine, and even strontium, which scientists have only recently begun to talk about as beneficial for strengthening bones. The inner membrane of the shell is rich in collagen, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid, compounds that people pay a lot of money for when buying expensive joint supplements. But there is one problem. Calcium in the form of carbonate is very poorly absorbed, especially in older people, when stomach acidity decreases. In fact, eating shell powder is like chewing chalk. The body hardly uses it at all. This is where alchemy comes into play. If you combine eggshell powder, alkali with acid, for example, apple cider vinegar or lemon juice, a neutralization reaction begins. As a result, calcium carbonate is converted into an easily digestible form, calcium citrate or acetate. It is these compounds that the body perceives as food, so their digestibility is significantly higher. A byproduct of the reaction is carbon dioxide. Bubbles on the surface confirm that the process is underway. The result is a liquid saturated with calcium and other ionic minerals, in a form close to natural mineral waters. Moreover, during the reaction, calcium bicarbonate is formed, an alkaline buffer that helps the body neutralize excess acids and thus protects bones and teeth from calcium leaching. This is how the development of osteoporosis is prevented. Now for the recipe. 1. Preparation. Collect the shells from 10 to 12 eggs, preferably free-range. Wash them thoroughly, then boil them for 10 to 15 minutes to disinfect them. Dry them. 2. Grinding. Grind the shells into powder, the finer the better. 3. Reaction. Put a teaspoon of powder in a glass and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. The mixture will start to foam. Leave it overnight at room temperature. 4. Consumption. The resulting solution can be diluted with water or juice and drunk with food. Half a teaspoon of shells, approximately 400 to 500 milligrams of calcium, is enough to cover a significant part of the daily requirement. Regular consumption of this solution helps strengthen bones and teeth, improve joint health, reduce muscle spasms, and even promotes more restful sleep due to the magnesium content. Looking at the bigger picture, this is not just a way to make something useful out of something useless. It is a reminder that nothing in nature is created in vain. Eggshells are the perfect natural container, filled with substances for building a strong skeleton. By using them correctly, we not only take care of our health, but also respect the natural cycle, in which there is no such thing as waste. From now on, eggshells will no longer be waste for you. They will become your free, natural, and powerful source of minerals, which nature has thoughtfully placed in our hands. Here are a few stories about this recipe from people. 1. After a motorcycle accident, my son was in the hospital with a broken pelvis and arm. I made this mixture: ground raw eggshells without membranes, lemon juice, and honey, without any specific proportions. My friend gave me the eggshells. They always keep them on hand just in case. In short, he stayed in the hospital for almost a month after the operation, taking a teaspoon of the mixture with his food. When he was discharged, the doctor said that this case was a miracle for her, as they were sure that he would become disabled and limp. I didn't tell the doctor what the miracle was, as doctors strictly follow protocol and don't recognize anything else. A miracle is a miracle. 2. At the age of 50, I broke my arm and was prescribed calcium from the pharmacy. I didn't buy it, but instead drank half a teaspoon of egg powder mixed with lemon juice. The doctor said that it was amazing how well everything had healed for my age, as there was a woman in front of me who had been in a cast for almost 2 terms and whose fracture had not healed.